What is going on, everybody? Hey, this is your boy JC from JC Eagles Talk, and today I have with me a special guest on the phone because he's a busy man and he just made this time just to come on here for a few minutes to talk a little bit about the Eagles and the upcoming season and the matchup with the Atlanta Falcons. So, without further ado, Joe, could you introduce yourself for me, please?
Yeah, happy to be here. Joe Giglio of WIP in Philly, and you reached out, you invited me on a few weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, let's make this happen. I'd be happy to come on with you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Hey, let's get into it. So, what have you seen or heard from the Eagles in training camp to make you think that they will have a bounce back season, if any?
Yeah, I like the vibe around this team. Really, a couple of things have stood out to me, over the summer, the course of camp here, that really impressed me. And number one, it seems like the new coaching staff, young coaching staff, hands-on, teachers, right? I keep hearing really good things about Nick Sirianni. It's funny, Nick Sirianni got the job and had those first couple press conferences, and everyone was like, uh-oh, this guy's in over his head. Listen to these press conferences. But, when it's actually time for football and you listen to him talk, I don't think he's overwhelmed. He seems very comfortable when it's just about football, right? When it's just about football and doesn't impress anyone at a press conference, he's fine. And I remember listening to a couple of things why I started to think Sirianni might be okay. When he was in Indianapolis, there was a video that emerged of him with his offensive players, and he was talking in front of the room, and he was very comfortable. So, like, when he's with his guys, he's comfortable. And the second thing is, I had a guest on my show that covers the Colts out in Indianapolis right when they hired him. And I asked him, like, what do you think about Sirianni? What have you heard over the years with him out in Indianapolis? Mm-hmm. And he said, a couple of years ago that Frank Reich at one point told the reporters out in Indy that he thinks Sirianni is his Sean McVay, meaning like he's the next great coach. And I got him as my coordinator right now. So I'm impressed with Sirianni and how he ran the camp. And the other thing is, it just seems like these guys like each other. There was like that weird vibe last year. It was just like there was negative energy around last year's team. You felt it early on, injuries and just drama and nonsense. And it just seems like it's a cohesive team that they want to play for each other. And so I'm feeding off of that. And they're healthy. They're pretty healthy heading into week one. So it excites me.
Yes, they are pretty healthy. I mean, I've seen the injury list today, and it seems like that everybody practiced, but a few of them, like Brandon Brooks, Leonard Dickerson, McLeod, and Taylor, was all limited practice. But for the most part, this is the first season that I'm actually seeing the Philadelphia Eagles are going into the regular season pretty much healthy. And that's, maybe it's the coaching staff, maybe it's the, the lack of preseason games that they didn't play. Who knows? But I like it, and I can't wait.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, just think the last year they had like 7 starters out of that game against Washington, and we saw what happened, and it's kind of snowballed from there. Yeah, it's great that they're pretty much fully healthy. I know some guys are limited, but it's one thing to be limited. Limited, I still think you're going to play, or you have a chance to play. Out, not practicing. That means you're not tracking to play. So that's a big deal. And as far as the preseason thing goes. Look, I know Sirianni and the Eagles got some flack around here for not playing their guys, and it's just so limited because we didn't get to watch them. They barely played any starters in the preseason. But the flip side is you see what's happening in Baltimore right now, right? John Harbaugh plays his guys. John Harbaugh wants to win preseason games, and he's a great coach, and I respect John Harbaugh. But they lost J.K. Dobbins to a knee injury in a meaningless game. Yes. So that's the kind of thing that it's like, is it really worth it? And I'd rather side with not playing and. We'll figure it out when we get to the regular season type of thing.
So I agree. Let's get into Jalen Hurts. How do you feel about Jalen Hurts as the quarterback moving forward with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Very excited about Jalen. I think he's going to be a winning NFL quarterback. I've been intrigued by Jalen Hurts' story for years now, and I'll give you my full honest opinion on Jalen for years. When I first watched him play at Alabama, I didn't even think he was a quarterback. I didn't think he threw it well enough. I thought he was basically like one of those quarterbacks that would just play in college, would never have a chance to make it in the pros. And the thing I've been most impressed with him is he gets better every year. Like, if you look at the way he threw the football when he was a freshman in Alabama compared to the way he throws it now, you could tell he's worked on his game so much. So that part of him impresses the heck out of me. Obviously, he's a leader, right? That's been clear ever since he stepped on a football field. He's a natural born leader, at the quarterback position, and his teammates love him. And the third thing I think is just really interesting is his skill set. You watch him play, and you look at his numbers in his rookie year, very similar to Lamar Jackson when he first, started playing for the Ravens. Great rushing stats, okay throwing stats, but obviously he could throw it a little bit. I think there's if the Eagles use him the way the Ravens have used Lamar, which is let him use his legs and take advantage of what he does well. And I think with Lamar, it's throwing over the middle to his tight ends, and with Jalen, I think we've seen it already. He's pretty accurate on those deep balls down the field. And if you use him with what he does well and get him out of the pocket, I think he could be really effective. I think it's funny that a lot of people are sleeping on Hurts and saying, well, he can't do this, his arm's not good enough. And I'm like, all right, keep sleeping on this kid because this kid just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. Where would you rank him among quarterbacks? I know the season haven't begun yet, but where would you rank him among all the quarterbacks that's in the league right now?
Yeah, I think I think I'd fairly put him around number 20, just, because, right, you have a bunch of guys that are just bad quarterbacks, right? You have, like Teddy Bridgewater in Denver. I don't think he's a good quarterback. Drew Lock, whoever they're going to play, right? I guess it's Bridgewater right now. I don't think Darnold could play in Carolina. So I'll put him ahead of guys like that. The rookies, obviously that's tricky because, he's almost like a rookie, but he's not because we saw a little bit of Jalen last year. But, you have 4 rookies that are probably going to get significant playing time, at least 3 that we know are going to start right away. Mac Jones and Wilson with the Jets and obviously Trevor Lawrence. So you kind of put him in the mix with those guys, but I'd put him around number 20. I'd even put him ahead of 2 guys in the NFC East. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the second best quarterback in this division. Dak's number 1, obviously. Yeah. He's an established, really good quarterback. But I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Daniel Jones stinks. Like, he's bad. So, yeah, I'll put him at number 20. And obviously, maybe by the end of the year, he could be a little bit higher than that.
Okay, look, I agree with you. All right, so let's get into the game real quick. So who do the Eagles have to stop or the Falcons' biggest offensive threat in order for us to be successful on Sunday? Is it the running game, Matt Ryan, Kyle Pitts, Ridley,
Yeah, so, I think the biggest mismatch and just matchup problem is going to be Pitts because I don't know who the Eagles are going to put on him. It's really – he's going to be a problem. Before the Eagles moved around in the draft, I was hoping he'd follow them. I love Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to just be a superstar tight end in the NFL. So he's a problem right off the bat. I don't know where they go to cover him. But the guy that worries me the most about wrecking the game is actually Calvin Ridley. And one of the X factors, I think, for this season is, do we see a better version of Darius Slay? Because I was disappointed last year. Slay wasn't that good, and every time he went up against, one of those big-time receivers, whether it be Metcalf or Devontae Adams, Hopkins, he got beat, and I started noticing it in, I think it was that game against the Steelers in October when Ben Roethlisberger was just, attacking Slay. Chase Claypool was – he was matched up against them, and they just kept throwing right at Darius Slay, and I was like, uh-oh, and this is supposed to be the number 1 corner, and the opponent doesn't fear him. So I imagine we're going to see a lot of Darius Slay covering Calvin Ridley, and it's not an easy matchup, and he's got to keep him in front of him. I understand Ridley's going to make plays, and he's going to have some yards and catches, but if it's 4:30 on Sunday afternoon and we look up and Ridley has 145 yards receiving, it's likely the Eagles have lost that game. He's got to contain him a little bit.
Well, I agree with you, and I got some flack, from the Eagles fans about saying that Slay, he wasn't that good last year. But a lot of people saying it's the scheme that we was running that put him in an awkward situation. Because in Detroit he was playing more of a kind of man or whatever. So, do you think it was a scheme or just him that he's losing a step when he came to Philadelphia?
Yeah, I think the scheme stuff's an excuse. It reminds me of when Nnamdi Asomugha got to Philadelphia. It was like, well, he's not his own corner. Well, listen, how about you cover the guy that's near you, right? This isn't rocket science. When the guy comes into your zone, you got to cover him. So, and obviously Nnamdi was a disaster. Slay was not a disaster. He just wasn't. He wasn't that good. I think it's an excuse. And when the Eagles traded for him, everyone in Detroit was kind of saying, yeah, he slipped a little bit in 2019. So this is a decline now, and it doesn't mean he's done, right? He could kind of level off. He could be a good corner the next couple of years, and I'll take that. I don't think he's ever going to be what he was when he was 26, 27 years old. That's usually the way it goes, unless the guy's a Hall of Famer. He declines a little bit. That's fine, but The other thing is, all right, we get he's going to give up some plays. He might get beat. But
Mm-hmm.
how about making a play? His nickname's Big Play Slay. He had one interception last year. Can we make a play? I mean, Darius no play Slay. Like we need to get a play this year. How about an interception on Sunday and Matt Ryan? That would be great.
Yeah, I feel it coming. You called it. I feel it coming. All right. So, how do you feel about our wide receiver core, and how good do you think that they can be?
I am intrigued. I'm not going to sit here and say I think they're going to be one of the top 10 units in the NFL because it's young and we have to see it. But a couple of reasons I'm intrigued. One, Nick Sirianni's background is in wide receivers, and it seemed like that's where he kind of was spending a lot of his time during practice this summer, and not just working with them, but it's interesting. Sirianni comes across as a pretty likable guy, and he's kind of affable and nice, but like you saw some of those videos, he was hard on Jalen Reagor, like yelling at Jalen Reagor,
Yes.
like, listen, how many times do I have to tell you we're not going to do it this way again? So maybe that's what these young receivers need, a little kick in the butt, because Reagor last year was disappointing, and he just didn't have a good year at all for a rookie, especially considering where they drafted him. So I'm intrigued to see how much better Sirianni can make those guys, and he has a track record. I mean, Keenan Allen was not a highly thought of receiver coming into the NFL, and he worked with him in San Diego, and look what happened to Keenan Allen, and even some of those guys in Indianapolis that he worked with that really produced. So I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see how good Devontae Smith can be. I do worry about his size. I said that when the draft happened. Listen, I'm not a big guy. Like, Devontae and I weigh about the same, and I always tell my buddies, I'm like, there's no way someone my size should be drafted like that high in the NFL. So it worried me when he was coming out of the draft. I think Devontae could play. I mean, he's a brilliant route runner, and I think he'll catch everything near him. I just wonder if he's going to be able to hold up physically. Quez Watkins, I'm excited for his speed. So I'm just excited to see how much those guys grow, because there's potential there with all three of them.
Yeah, look, I'm not worried about Devontae Smith's side, because you've seen the little small preseason that he did play in. Like, you have to be able to put your hands on him, and the way he come off the line and get separation, it's ridiculous. So unless you're gonna grab him from the start, I don't think he's gonna be getting hit a lot. I think he's gonna be a very smart player. He played in the SEC, Alabama. He's been small his whole life, so I think, hey, once you're a ball player, and everything else just comes with it. The hits, the injuries, but he wasn't really injured at Alabama besides that one in the championship game with his pinky. But yeah, I agree. A lot of people has fear about his size.
Yeah, and you're right about what he did at Alabama, right? It wasn't like he came from some small school. He dominated the SEC. And the thing I'm been most impressed with him is, and I think the Eagles need some of this, his attitude is, he's serious. Like, he's all about football. Like, he's here to work. And I don't know if this was by accident or by design, but it's pretty interesting to notice some of the guys they've drafted the last couple of years. It felt like the Eagles, after the Super Bowl, I don't know if they got full of themselves or they stopped having that kind of hunger about them. But think about some of the guys they've drafted. Jalen Hurts, he's a leader and he's focused on football. Devontae Smith, a leader and focused on football. Like, it seems like they're trying to bring these guys in. And I heard an interview that Devontae did on WIP on our afternoon show the other day, and they were asking him, like, "Hey, have you ever been to Philadelphia before you got drafted?" And he said no. And so then he was asked, like, "All right, have you done anything fun? Art museum? Have you seen any of the city? Gone to any of the great restaurants?" And he's like, "To be honest, I go to the facility and I come home." And a part of me, like, I laughed because he should go out and enjoy himself. But I was like, you know what? I kind of like that. Like, he's laser focused, right? Like, he wants to be great, and I think that's a good thing for this team.
I like it. All right. So do you see a 50-50 split with Goddard and Hurts? And what package do you see Nick Sirianni running a most out of, having the two dynamic tight ends?
Yeah, I hope it's a combination. Sirianni's talked a lot about how they could run the same plays at a different formations. It kind of gives the defense a different look. So, whatever play Jalen's comfortable with, or it's kind of a staple of their offense, if they could run it out of 3 wide receivers, also run it out of 2 tight ends, similar thing, like that could really be good. Same kind of play. So I don't think it confuses Jalen, but it gives a different look for the offense. I just go back to what we saw with Sirianni when he was with Frank Reich in Indianapolis. And I know a lot of those games I watched, they would run 3 wide receivers, but then, they'd get near midfield and they would throw 3 tight ends out there. And it'd be like, the defense kind of has their head spinning. So I think they could use all these guys. I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the season if you look up at the catches for the skill players in this team, and it's almost even across the board. I don't know if they're going to have someone that has, 75, 80, 90 catches, but I could see a scenario where maybe Devontae has 70 and, Goddard has 60 and Ertz has 40 and Rager has 45. Like kind of spread it around. The backs get a bunch. I actually think that would make them really hard to defend rather than, one guy just kind of getting all the targets.
Yeah. I mean, do you think we're going to use a lot of 2-back sets with Miles Sanders and Gainwell?
I think so. Yeah, I love Gainwell. I thought it was a great pick, and I know the comparison a little bit to Naheem Hines, who the Colts had last year and emerged as a good player for them. Yeah, I think they should do it because it's just a mismatch. When the Colts would do it with Jonathan Taylor and Hines, it was a mismatch. And, when you have 2 backs that can make plays, I don't know how you defend that. If you put 2 backs out there, defenses could go small to put more defensive backs out there in case it's a pass and those guys go in the pass formation. But then if you're doing that, you feel like, all right, let's hand the ball to Sanders and he can run against a light front. So they have, if Jalen could settle in and kind of compose himself and play the way I think he can, boy, he's got a lot of options. They really could be a diverse offense. And the cool part is, I don't know what it's going to look like. You don't either. Like,
I know.
Opposing defense don't know either, but that's part of the whole thing where they didn't play in the preseason and they were pretty vanilla. I think Sirianni did it on purpose. He keeps saying, like, the one thing this coaching staff has an advantage on is nobody knows what they're going to look like. There's no film. We've never seen it. So that brings kind of a new intrigue we haven't had with Eagles football in like 5 years now.
Yes. Look, I agree. I mean, when I heard him say that, I wasn't even worried about the starters playing in the preseason because that's just a big advantage. The unknown factor on offense, the unknown factor on defense. Like you don't know who's going to return the ball. Like, I love the unknown factor, especially the first couple weeks, and that's why I feel like that we might start off very, very strong because of the unknown factor, and you can only get so much tape in the first couple weeks.
Well, especially week 1.
Exactly.
This whole season, this kind of reminds me of 2013, right? Like Andy's last year in 2012 was a disaster. They won 4 games, so many injuries. And then, obviously Chip Kelly and Sirianni are different, but new coach. And really, that year was, eventually Nick Foles took over, right? A young quarterback who wasn't a rookie. We saw him a little bit the year before, and he eventually took that team over. Now we're doing the same kind of thing. Jalen, he gets the job from day one, but it's kind of similar. And I'm sure you remember the first game of the Chip Kelly era, he didn't show his real offense in the training camp. He didn't show his real offense in the preseason. And they came out down in Washington. I'll never forget that first half, the first quarter. They just blitzed that Washington team. They had no idea what was happening. And, I wouldn't be shocked on Sunday if the Eagles' first drive, they come out and the Falcons have no idea what's going on because they just I could see the Eagles coming out and throwing it. I also could see them lining up and read option and Jalen Hurts, running off the end for 40 yards. And the Falcons are like, what are we doing here? How do we defend this?
Yes. Look, man, you are getting me pumped up even more. I was already pumped up, but I'm telling you, I cannot wait because you're exactly right. I mean, it could put the Falcons on their heels throughout the first half. And then by the time they figure it out, the game might be out of hand or a shootout. Who knows? But what are some keys to an Eagle victory on Sunday?
Well, I'll start with, one that it's cliche, but sometimes when things are cliche, it's because it's the reality of it. Mm-hmm. The Eagles are just better than this team up front. Like they should win on both lines. And that's why I think the Eagles are going to win this first game. Atlanta's offensive line, pretty young. They've been trying to rebuild it, some draft picks, but they're without their left guard. They're going to have a kid making his first career start at left guard against Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave. And I heard Arthur Smith, the head coach of the Falcons, say, everyone has to be baptized at some point. Basically like saying, you know what, go get him, kid. Like, we'll do the best we can. Like, that's a big advantage for the Eagles. And then the other side, assuming Brandon Brooks is okay, he's been limited with his knee this week, but assuming he's okay, the Eagles' offensive line goes into the game healthy. I feel like they have a big advantage against a Falcons front that, Grady Jarrett's a good player, but that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of it. They don't really have much in that front there. So that's a key. And the other one is just for Jalen Hurts. I think he just needs to just hold on to the ball, right? Like, I'm not really worried about interceptions. I think he'll make good decisions. But
Mm-hmm.
last year he did fumble a little bit too much. That was one little worry I have about Jalen is just holding on to the ball, and especially when he's running. I think it was his first start against the Saints. He ran
Yes.
and he ran like a running back, like right into the line, and the ball popped out. So interceptions will happen. I think he'll be smart about where he throws the ball. But just when he's running, just hold on to that ball. If the Eagles can win the turnover battle on Sunday, with the advantage they have on the lines, I feel really good they're going to win the game.
Look, I feel the exact same way. I feel like that up front, offense and the defensive line, that we are going to dominate them. And I feel like that we are going because we are so much better, on the offensive line, that we are going to establish the run. And then once we start establish the run, then the Falcons is going to start creeping up, and then we're going to try to go to Goddard and the Hurts, and all the little trick plays going to come out. But look, I'm really excited. I think the key is for Jalen Hurts to control the game. Like you said, no turnovers. If you have one turnover, okay, I got it. But don't turn it over at the wrong spot. Like, we are about to drive for a touchdown, a turnover, and kill all the momentum after you're on the field for 5-6 minutes on a good drive. So,
Yeah, definitely.
hello?
See, how they play it in the red zone. Like, if there's
Mm-hmm.
one part of Jalen's game that I think needs the most improvement, it's in the red zone. And I think that's where, the quarterbacks that have the strongest arms, right? The Rodgers, the Mahomes, Josh Allen, like, they could just sling it through traffic in the red zone. I don't think Jalen has that kind of arm, but I do think his legs in the red zone, like, that's where the Eagles, like, they really could use him. I think about the way Cam Newton used to score touchdowns, right? Cam was
Yes.
never the most accurate thrower, but before he got banged up and he hurt his shoulder and he stopped being a great player, like, Cam Newton would run for 10 touchdowns a year, maybe more some years. And I just think when they get in the red zone, listen, just let Jalen go. Like, if it's a 3rd and 6 on the 7-yard line or whatever, or they're 3rd and goal on the 5, let him run it in. I would guess more often than not he's going to get into the end zone like that. I don't think people realize, one, he's fast, but two, Jalen's a tank. Like, he runs like a running back. It reminds me a little bit of the way Cam used to run in the red zone.
Yeah. Look, I compared Jalen Hurts to a Russell Wilson. I think that, they're both coming in as underdogs. Russell Wilson was the 4th-round pick. Actually, Matt Flynn actually was signed to a big contract that offseason,
Right.
and he beat him out. So Jalen Hurts, all offseason, the whole trade rumor, this and that, he's not letting that affect him at all. And I think that he got a chip on his shoulder, just like Devontae Smith, about his size, that they're going to go in this game together and just play smart. Nick Sirianni is all about fundamentals, and I think that's his whole team. This offseason, this training camp, the clips that we saw was all about fundamentals, protecting the ball, and do the small things in order to get a victory.
Yeah, listen, the thing about Jalen, it's just amazing to me how you listen to his teammates, all of his teammates. They love him. They keep saying he has the it factor. Like, there's something about Jalen Hurts that he's won over his locker room. And you're right. You compared it to the Russell Wilson thing, right? Russell Wilson walked into that locker room in Seattle, and he won them over. And really, to be honest, I think Jalen started to win those guys over last year. Obviously, he wasn't the quarterback, and he had to bide his time. And, eventually he got his chance, right? When Carson fell apart and they benched him, he got his chance. But you sense it. Like, this team believes in him, and we'll see how it plays out. And the Eagles always obviously have their eyes on star quarterbacks. That's what Howie Roseman does, the quarterback factory. But I always say actions speak louder than words. Actions always speak louder than words. And the Eagles, yes, were there rumors about Watson? We heard them all summer. But the bottom line is Jalen Hurts is here, right? He's the quarterback. Yeah. And the Eagles drafted this kid in the 2nd round. They benched Wentz for him. They didn't sign a quarterback this offseason. And I go back to the draft. Like, they had a chance to take Justin Fields. They had a chance to take Mac Jones. They didn't do either of those things. So whether or not they know Hurts is their quarterback for the next, X amount of years, or they think, or they hope, whatever, he's their quarterback right now. And until I see another quarterback here that's better than him, I'm going to believe he's the quarterback. So, I'm very excited to see how he does.
All right, this is my last question. You already answered one of them. Who's winning the Week 1 matchup? You already said the Eagles, but what is your record prediction for this team this year?
So I'm going to go with 9-8. I think the Eagles can win
Nice.
9 games this season. Yeah, 9-8. And I actually think, I know you said earlier they could get off to a good start. September worries me. I think they're going to win on Sunday, but it's a tough little slate there. The Niners next week, who I think are going to be really good. Dallas in Week 3,
Yes.
and then Andy Reid and Mahomes coming in Week 4. But even if they start 1-3, I wouldn't panic. You look at that schedule. It gets into October. You have a game against the Raiders, the Lions. Like, there are winnable games there. And then I look at the end of the schedule. It is set up for them to finish strong. Like, I think it's they go to Denver on November 14th. When they come home from that, they don't get on a plane again the rest of the season. They're either home, have a late bye week, or they go, bus trips. They go up to the Meadowlands, take on the Giants, take on the Jets. They go to Washington. But there's no long trips. There's no 2-game road trips. Like, it's basically a really favorable schedule down the stretch. So if they can just keep their head above water, not, get swallowed up by everyone screaming if they start off kind of slow, I think they'll be fine. And you know what? 9-8 in the NFC with 7 playoff teams in this division, it might be good enough to get them back to the playoffs, which would be pretty unexpected, but I think it's certainly possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. I went up one more, 10-7, because I feel like the first 6 games are the hardest games. We got the 2 different, the 2 Super Bowl teams that was in the Super Bowl last year in there. Like you said, Cowboys at home, San Fran, Atlanta, and I think Carolina is in there. But if we could split those, go 3-3, or even 2-4, and finish the rest of the year off with the Jets, the Raiders, the Broncos, and stuff like that, I think we are in great shape to 9-8 or 10-7 might win the division. We don't know what we're going to get out of any other team in the division. With Dak coming off injury, now his shoulder, whatever is banged up, with Fitzmagic, Fitztragic, whichever one you want to pick, with Daniel Fumble Jones, and tripping over his own feet. Hey, we don't know. This division is wide open, and I feel like with the whole disrespecting factor, the whole off season, this is the first time I'm seeing the Philadelphia Eagles are getting disrespected, and the players are noticing it, from the Brendan Brooks, with the Lane Johnson, with the Jalen Hurts. They are noticing it. I think they're gonna come into the season underdogs. Fletcher Cox, everybody, and we play better when we underdogs.
You're right. Yes, and it's been crazy amount of disrespect. Like, I think I saw one prediction. I think maybe USA Today or Sports Illustrated had him at 3-14, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" With this offensive line and defensive line, this team's not going 3-14. It is disrespect, and you're right about the division. The division stinks. Like, Dallas has the best quarterback, so that you give him a chance to be pretty good or decent. But I mean, come on, with Washington and Fitzpatrick and the Giants. I mean, the Giants have had one winning season since their last Super Bowl, which is almost a decade ago now. Like, it is a decade. It's a decade. They've had one winning season in a decade. They can't block anyone. Like, I just think it's comical. People are like, "Oh, the Giants with Joe Judge." I'm like, all right, they have no offensive line, and their quarterback stinks. Like, they could go Bill Parcells out of retirement. They're not winning with that group. So, yes, I definitely think they have a chance in this division. And it's the NFC East is always fun because nobody ever wins it in back-to-back years. So, every year you're like, oh, your team can win it. That's what makes it fun.
Yes, since 03-04, the Philadelphia Eagles did it. Hey, we went from first to worst a few times, but look, I really appreciate you, coming on my show. Thank you very much for taking time off your busy day. So one last time, can you tell them who you are, what you're working on, and where they can find you at?
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Giglio of WIP. I host the evening show from 6 to 10. So just download the Odyssey app if you want to listen, and I appreciate it, and I enjoyed coming on your show.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
You got it, man.
Yo, that was amazing. I love bringing on people that knows football, that knows about the Eagles, that covers the Eagles 24/7. So, Lil Balby here. Eagles ain't winning 6 games. All right, Balby. All right, we know you're a Giants fan, so of course, we owned y'all for the past 20 years, so it doesn't matter what you say. You are irrelevant. Your team is irrelevant, and I can't wait for Sunday when y'all start off 0-1, and then we start off 1-0. So it is what it is. Richie cannot be disappointed. It's the end of the world the day after game day 7 or 8 times. Yeah, no, can't. Let me see. Bobby, is hey, you know better. Bobby, they didn't even bring up your defense. Wide receiver Saquon, we are solid as squad if Jones pans out. Look, you better not bring up our defense. We got the better defense in the division. We got the better defensive line in the division. We got the more experienced defensive line in the division. So I'm not worried about the Giants. All right. Hey, call Daniel Jones up and tell him that he's an NFL quarterback. As a matter of fact, go find an NFL quarterback and then come talk. All right. I'm not worried about the Giants. Rich, got you. See how you get them. Hey, on Twitter, I just went on Twitter and just kept on hitting them up. OMG, JC. OMG, nothing. Yo, good job, JC. Joe talk a lot of junk. Himself, he was crapping. Yeah, hey, he's very good, man. You know what? I didn't even expect him to be that much straightforward, but he was really straightforward. I mean, he knows that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win. A 9-8, I'll take it. A 9-8. You know what? Because I feel like that we're going to win a couple games in there that we're not supposed to win. So that 9-8 could go to 10-7. Who knows? But he said one thing though. Jalen Hurts is the guy. I mean, he is built to score running touchdowns in the red zone. So we need to stop running these little toss plays and getting tipped because the closer you get to the red zone, it shrinks. So that's how you could prevent some turnovers. So absolutely. And I appreciate you stopping by, my guy. After finishing fourth, Eagles have finished first every time. Yeah, facts. These are straight facts. Giants, what we got? We got the better overall defense. Okay. You know what, man? Look, I'm about to block you for talking nonsense. Don't come on my live talking nonsense, Bobby. Y'all got the better defense. Okay. All right. We'll see this year. Hey, the talk is over with. Dallas Cowboys play tonight. Season kicks off tonight, and we play Sunday. The talking is over with. All right. We about to show exactly who we are. 6 wins. All right. Oh, you must be talking about the Giants. Oh, shoot. That's right. 6 wins. Yes. Y'all going to have only 6 wins. Jock talk. Hell, all 3 of the Eagles quarterbacks are better than Danny Tumbles. Absolutely. And that's facts again. Yo, if you put Joe Flacco, you might win 7 instead of 6 or 5. All right. If you put Minshew back there, you might win 8 instead of 6. So either way, we got the best 3 quarterbacks in the division. If Dak Prescott goes down, Dallas is done, regardless. If Daniel Jones stay in the game, the Giants is done because Daniel Jones sucks. So yeah, y'all backup might be better than Daniel Jones. And please let's not talk about Fitztragic over there. I'm not worried about none of the quarterbacks in the NFC East. We got the best 3 quarterbacks. That's just facts. That's just facts. Wait till I get your password, JC. Hey, you'll never get my password. You never. Big Play Slave, what's going on, man? I'm trying to do a live stream tonight, man, so I could actually call the Dallas Cowboys game and the Bucks. Oh man, I just want to be like, touchdown, Tampa Bay, touchdown, Tampa Bay, fumble, Dallas, interception. Man, I want to do it so bad. I want to do it so bad. I might. It's getting out in here, Slay. Yeah, so get your ass out. Not from the 63rd. What did I walk into? Nothing. Hey, you missed a great 30 minutes of Joe Giglio talking birds about the upcoming matchup on Sunday with the Atlanta Falcons. He feeling good about a Philly win because of the unknown factor. Atlanta don't know what is coming on offense, on defense. So they're going to be on their tippy toes, on their back heels the whole time. So they don't know what's going to happen. So, yeah, that's what it was. Belby, I don't think you're ready for JC. Nah, I'm not worried about that little man. Richard, hey, what's going on, my guy? Devontae Smith will cook the Falcons secondary. All right, hey, he will cook the Falcons secondary. Like, they won't even be able to put a little pinky nail on Devontae. If you saw the preseason game, the one preseason game that he played in, man, yo, it don't matter if you're trying to press him or not. His footwork is too nasty. Quez Watkins, if you try to press him or not, their footwork is too nasty. Even Jalen Rager, second year, and he has a lot to prove. He got some good footwork, and they all could catch one-handed passes. So, I'm telling you, Slay, I got it. We straight. All right. Jock Talk. We can all agree Dallas is getting bitch slapped tonight. Absolutely. Absolutely, Matt. I just want to go live just to keep saying touchdown, Buccaneers, interception, Dallas, sack. Dak is on his back. Hey, this is the first time Dak about to throw a live ball in 11 months. Yo, he's going to be nervous. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be as easy as people think. Big play Slay. Goddamn, bro. I feel bad for the fans. The Ravens fans on back-to-back plays. Marcus Peters and Gus Edwards toward there. Whoa. When that happened? Are you serious or are you joking? I feel bad for the Ravens fans on back-to-back play. Marcus Peters. Wait. Hey, Big Play Slay. Are you serious? Chubb and Miller Giants fans need to worry about. Yeah. Big play. Amari Cooper is the most overrated wide receiver in the league. Facts. Why are you paying a guy $20 million to keep him away from the Washington Redskins at the time? That only plays 8 games a year out of 16. So why are you paying him $20 million? CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver on the Dallas Cowboys. Jock Talk. Good thing we locked up Jordan Howard. Yeah. Yes, we did. It happened earlier today. Oh, man. Yo, the Ravens. Oh, and I got their defense on fantasy. It sounds like that their defense is going to be in the field a lot. So, Dobbins, let me see. J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and who did you say? J.K. Dobbins and Marcus Peters, all ACL? Oh, heck nah. That's crazy. Bird Gang, hey, what's good, man? Hey, you still at work? They had to cut their practice today because of that. It sucks. What's worse is that happened on back-to-back plays and they got injured. That sucks. Yeah, man. Yo, I never wish injuries on anybody, man. But the Ravens are cursed. That's 3 guys out for the season. And the season didn't even start yet. Eagles champ 1. Yo, we winning 38-14 blowout. I'm 100% confident. Look, I know we winning. The bigger, the better. So, your prediction. Ravens will sign Levitt Murray. Yep. Murray will be signed. Big play. Who's the starting running back? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't draft Gus Edwards at fantasy, so Eagles gonna lose. All right, little troll. Richie MC. Have the birds departed to land of Coca-Cola and Tyler Perry yet? I'm not sure. They usually travel on Fridays. Oh, wait. Did Bell go to the Ravens? Huh. But shoot, that must be a good thing. I mean, because Bell is not bad at all. Sir, it's about to cook. Yep. You're going to be cooking on the sideline. Some ramen noodles. Eagles champ. Karma for trading rookie CB to the Patriots. I knew it would happen. I mean, regardless if it's karma or not, I mean, injuries are sucks for the league, man. It takes out the star power. J.K. Dobbins was star power. Marcus Peters, he's one of their shutdown corners on the other side, so that affects the whole team. So Le'Veon Bell time. Who got Le'Veon? Oh shoot. Let me go with my Hey, who got Le'Veon? Big place like Lamar Jackson is their starting run back, of course. Yo, he's gonna be running a lot. He was saying, Joseph, how Daniel 2 cent? He's gonna stink up versus the Broncos. Broncos gonna win. Yo, the Broncos defense is nasty. Do not sleep. Von Miller, Chubb, Surtain, good luck. Big play. Cortland son about to cook that giant secondary. Cortland and Judy. I got Judy on my fantasy, so yes, sir. Yep, he's gonna be on the sideline cooking some ramen noodles. Rich Mack, Boston Scott, and a trade. LaShawn McCoy name might be brought up again. Hey, look, McCoy said that he's ready. He's still in shape. He still want to play, so why not? Eagles champ. I'm not bragging about Peters getting injured, but owner GM was dumb. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Bobby, Eagles champ. I've gone over this Daniel Jones talk. He's about to cook. Yes, he's about to cook on the sideline. No offense. I got Noah. Yes, bring Noah Finn on. Le'Veon Bell signed on practice squad with Ravens. Okay. The Burberry and Jackson stopped. Okay. All right. Hey, man, look. Like I said, I might just go live tonight, man, just to say touchdown, Tampa Bay, fumble, Dallas. So I might do a live stream tonight, the game. So I'm still thinking about it. Man, do that little play-by-play. Man, get my little preseason on because I plan on doing the play-by-play for the Eagles every Sunday. So I gotta see how this whole thing goes. Eagles champ, he's about to cook hot L's you be seeing taking Giants fan. Yeah. The Giants been taking every year. The Giants been taking every year. If you think Daniel Jones is gonna cook you crazy. No, he's not crazy. Hey, he gonna cook on the sideline. What's going on, fam? Devontae Smith signed with Baltimore. I mean, is that did it happen already? Eagles champ, can I tell you something? 4-12. Absolutely. 4-12. The Giants will be 4-12. That's an honest thing that you said so far, Balby. The Giants will be 4-12. I like that. I'm showing today. Man, gotcha. Daniel Jones getting benched. Watch. Hey, man, so look, what's your prediction for tonight's game? What is the score tonight's game for the Dallas Cowboys and the Bucks? What is it? I got it. All right, so I think tonight's game, the Dallas Cowboys will only score 21 points. It's going to be 45-21. Falcons need a running back. Eagles champ. Sam Hurts with Minshew Mania. Yo, look, don't sleep on Minshew. I believe in the next few weeks that Minshew will be the backup quarterback to Jalen Hurts because I really don't believe that Joe Flacco. I won't be surprised if they do cut Joe Flacco and save a little bit of change. Depending how much they pay to get him. Freeman would actually be something 37-29, but that's a close game. Big play Slade, 37-29. 31-17. That's more like it right there. I don't think that the Cowboys is going to be in this game. I mean, the only way they're going to stay in this game is if the Bucks give up after being up by so much and they just play prevent defense. But that's the only way. Jock Talk, you go live and you can say, how about them Cowboys getting beat down? How about them Cowboys? Touchdown, Tampa Bay. How about them Cowboys? Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucks 31, Cows turns 13. I love it. Yes. Beat down. Look, the thing about the stupid Cowboy fans, man, if this game is close, they're going to use it as a moral victory. There's no such thing as moral victories in sports, folks. You either win or you lose. But I'm telling you right now, if it's close and they lose, we are not going to stop hearing from the Dallas Cowgirls at all. We're not. Oh, we kept it close. Oh, we kept it close. Blah, blah, blah. Dak was coming off 11 months. And yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. 31-23. Wow. A lot of y'all got it close. Eagles should be crazy. He's not going to be playing football. Dallas scores a lot of garbage time points, and that is why I give him 29. But that's the thing. You are talking about a Todd Bowles defense, a Tom Brady offense, a Tom Brady team. I do not think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to give up at all, even if they are up. I think that they are out to prove that they are the best team in the NFL. And last year's Super Bowl was not a fluke. All right. So I feel like regardless how much they are up by, that now they're going to start paying the ears back and coming for Dak Prescott, because now they know that he's one dimensional. He has to throw the ball to get him back in the game. So Eagles champ. New York Giants fans think that their quarterback is better than Hurts, can actually throw and show progress. Daniel Jones, he can get worse and worse. He regrets in time for the Giants to tank. Absolutely. Hey, I think he had 10 touchdowns, 11 interception, or 11 touchdowns, 10 interception. Either way, he played, I think, 13, 14 games last year. And how the heck you are an NFL quarterback and you only throw 11 touchdowns in a full season? How that happen? Unless you stink. Daniel Jones stink, period. When have I said the Eagles champ? Richie MC. But I would not mind a tie. This like both squads. A tie would be funny, and maybe Dallas would not be opening national game. Look, if they tie, we do not want to tie. We want to beat down. We don't want to give no life to these Cowboy fans or to this Cowboys. No life at all. A tie, it's a win. We tied last year, and we were still in the hunt the whole year until we finally lost it. But I need them to lose. Eagles champ, not going to be close. Matt Ryan has no offense. Their head coach is saying that offense needs to get baptized. Yeah, that was their I think that was their, I guess, their owner. Yeah, I mean, look, they could get baptized all they want. Because Sunday, I got me a nice outfit to wear Sunday. Man, to call the play-by-play. Ooh, Jalen Hurts going to be cooking. They're going to be cooking. Man, it's crazy funny shows. Look, I just don't pay attention to you no more. So you can show all you want, little giant, all you want. Gosh, my bad. 12 games. Who's winning 12 games? Oh, you're right. The Eagles are winning 12 games. Absolutely. Thank you. Eagles winning 12 games. TJ Watt signed a new contract, 4 years, $112 million, $80 million. Hey, look, he deserved it because he's been balling. I think he led the league in sacks last year with 15. So he earned that money. So he deserved it. Bobby, I'm going to get to study. I'll see you boys later. Giants W, Eagles W, Washington L, Dallas L. My NFC East week, one prediction piece. Besides the Giant W, everything looks good. All right? Good job, Bobby. I'll see you later. You said same with Hurts, Minshew, Mania, and Joseph. You tried saying Hurts terrible. Minshew would start. Yeah? No. Minshew would definitely start on the Giants. NFL Network ranked their top 32 quarterback today. You see it all. No, what did it say? Oh, they did change it? Yep. What Jalen Hurts are ranking? Today, you all see it? No. What is Jalen Hurts ranking? No, it was there. So, yeah, I definitely want to see this ranking right here because I'm telling you, I feel like slowly but surely that the national media It's starting to turn. It's starting to see that the Eagles may not be that bad. But no. It's too late. I need them to keep that same energy throughout the whole season. Do not jump on the bandwagon. The applications that I used to have for any other fans to jump on the Eagles bandwagon, the deadline was the 8th. The season starts today. I need y'all to get off the Eagles bandwagon because this upcoming season, we're going to shock the world. Giants taking that. All right, fella. Hey, look, I'm about to head out. Hurts ranked 20. Hurts ranked 29 out of 32. Man. Oh, this is horrible. Let me see. This is horrible. Man, I was trying to open this. Let me see if I can just copy and paste. Nope, can't copy and paste it. But yeah, I mean, yo, that is crazy. Or let me see if I could do NFL ranking. NFL network ranking. Is this the one? July 28th. No, that's not it. August 31st. Come on. Yeah, I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I might decide to come on after all. But yeah, hey, look, I might be on tonight, man. I gotta keep saying touchdown Buccaneers. Touchdown Buccaneers. So yeah. All right, man. Hey, thanks, Jock. Yeah, see you later, my guy. Sam Donald 32. They done. All right. Hey, I'll see y'all later, all right?